Dan Karcher back here in Round Rock, and tonight we visit with Sky Sox infielder Pete Orr. And Pete, 16th season for you in professional baseball. Are we having fun yet, or what?
Yeah, we're always having fun. Of course, the team would love to win some more games, but it's still very early. But we have a really good group of guys here, and it is fun, other than the losing part of it.
Well, you're off to a nice start here, getting some time to play lately with some call-ups and whatnot. But what's your mindset heading into the season here?
I don't look too far into the future. I try to just go game by game. I think, one of the benefits of playing a long time is you know how to handle the emotions of the game. Obviously, everyone on our team would love to end up in the big leagues, but if that's all you're concentrating on and thinking about, you can get away from what gets you to the big leagues, and that's playing well and doing your job. So I just try to go and every day, first of all, show up with a smile on my face and have fun and play the game the right way and do the best I can.
Well, like you said a few minutes ago, Pete, the team having some trouble getting some traction here in 2015. Being one of the veterans on the ball club, what's your take on the way things are going right now?
I can't put my finger on it. I think that obviously I think we can definitely play better is the number one thing. We haven't put anything together as a group, and that's hard in baseball sometimes because it's a team game, but it's an individual team game. So I think we caught a bunch of bad breaks in Nashville. But that shouldn't matter if we keep playing, the way we should play. We should be able to turn it around and keep going. But it's still so early that there's no need to panic or anything. We can definitely still have a quality season and show up every day to win every day, I think, is the biggest thing.
Now, as being one of the guys who's been around this game and has such a good resume and a lot of big league time under your belt, do you make yourself available to some of the younger guys on the team and try and serve as a mentor, so to speak?
I don't necessarily look at it that way. I definitely have a lot of respect for that part of it. I try to just conduct myself as a professional every day, and I'm always open to anyone coming up and talking to me, and a couple of guys have. But I think if you force it on young players, especially nowadays, times have changed a little bit. If you force it on young players coming up, it loses kind of its value and it can kind of come across the wrong way. So my thought on that is to just carry myself as a professional every day and try to go about my work and business every day as a professional, and that'll rub off. And then when you show respect to other people, they'll eventually come to you and ask you questions when the time's right for them to ask you. But I think if you force it on players, it doesn't come across as the right message.
Visiting with Pete Orr, Sky Sox infielder here on Sky Sox Warmup from Round Rock. You mentioned Nashville. You spent last season playing at Greer Stadium, and we just got a peek at that brand new facility that they unveiled here the last few days. What did you think of that place?
I thought it was really good. I mean, the grounds crew guys who I got to know, they were the same ones that came from the old stadium there. They're great, and they did a tremendous job on the field. The playing surface was great. The ballpark is beautiful. As far as hitting there, it's pretty tough. I mean, to be honest, it's going to be a long season for some of those right or left-handed hitters in Nashville. So. There's always, as a player, there's always things in every stadium you go to where if the players design the stadium, there's always something they do different, but that's not what happens. It's businessmen that do that, and they do things for a reason, so you got to respect that. But it's a beautiful place.
Now you have played in over 400 major league games with the Braves, Nationals, and the Phillies. I know you're looking forward and you don't want to look back until everything's said and done, but how would you describe your baseball vocation to this point?
I've been very fortunate. I started my career very different than most people that make the big leagues, I guess. I was a non-drafted free agent and I guess worked my way to getting there. And then when I did get there, it just didn't seem real at first, and then all of a sudden you're okay, I'm here, it's time to be productive and do it. And I've met so many people. I think when all's said and done, I'll look back at all the people I've met and the relationships I've made in this game, and that's probably the biggest thing I'll take away from it. Obviously, the competition of playing at the highest level in the world is amazing, but I've met so many great people and learned so much from them, baseball and just life. And it's where I grew up. I grew up in this game, and I'm thankful for that. And I've just appreciated everyone that's been a part of my life through all those years.
Well, you first made it to the big leagues with the Braves back around 2005, I think, and you even were able to play in the postseason with Atlanta. What was that like for you?
It was awesome. I mean, I really thought we were going to win the World Series. We had a great team, and the postseason's changed a little bit now. It's whoever's the hottest team now. We've seen that over the last 10, 15 years. With the way the playoffs are set up now, it's no longer maybe the best team going in. It's the hottest team, and so the playoffs are exciting. The playoffs are intense. I've been fortunate enough to play in international events for Canada, and it's just like that. Every pitch, every out, everything matters, and it's kind of the way you wish baseball could be all the time. It can't when you play 162 or for us 144 or whatever we play, but it's so much. It's awesome. It just everything matters so much.
Pete Orr, my guest. Just another question or two for the Sky Sox infielder. You mentioned your international experience playing for Team Canada. You're from Ontario, and you played for Team Canada there in 2004 in the Summer Olympics in Athens. How would you describe that experience?
Unbelievable. Just being around other world-class athletes that do things that we don't do as baseball players was really eye-opening. To see sports that we don't play in North America and to see you don't appreciate them because you don't know anyone that actually plays them, and then to see how athletic and amazing these athletes are that do play those sports, it was really eye-opening. It was such an honor to be there, to be an Olympian and to represent your country. It was amazing, but the biggest thing I think was just being around the other athletes. Walking around the village, eating lunch in the cafeteria, and just you'd be sitting next to a gold medalist swimmer or a weightlifter, and you're like, that guy's the strongest guy in the world. I'm sitting beside him eating my lunch, and so that was really awesome.
Well, being from Canada, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you if hockey was a big part of your life at some point in time.
It still is. I love it. I will always love the game. Played it growing up. Still put the skates on in the off season. I love it. I think it's such a great game, and I hope that it stays a part of my life, continuing on in my life.
Got a dog in the race here in the postseason or not?
They're all good. I think Chicago. I mean, you can't steer clear of Chicago. They're just, I think, a fan favorite of so many people. But really, there's a ton of good teams. I wish I would say Toronto, but they weren't really even close.
Well, listen, Pete, it's great having you in the Springs, and wish you well down the road. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That is Pete Orr, Sky Sox infielder. More to come on Sky Sox Warmup from Texas right after this.